hello, my little beautiful buttons. I have been playing around with this NATASHA DENONA My Dream palette all week, and I've been having so much fun. Spoiler, it's been a blast. I created for you 3 different eye looks that I'm going to share with you today in this kind of review, eye tutorial, both ways kind of video. I've also been trying it off camera, so I have some things to talk about when it comes to this palette, and we are going to discuss that. So I'm ready to jump into it if you are, but before I do, I just have to say, hey, what's up? My name is ashleyellix. If you don't know me, for those of you who know me, thank you so much for coming back and watching and everything. If you don't know me, consider subscribing, consider tapping that bell so you get notified when I post more videos, and I'm ready. So let's go, boo. Boop! As always, let's talk details and specifications before we start slaying those eyes. I know nobody says slaying anymore, but whatever. It just felt like it was right in the moment. Anyways, this is the new NATASHA DENONA My Dream eyeshadow palette, which is either the fall or holiday launch. I don't know, just end of year launch. $69 is the retail price, and it is available at Sephora online. I got mine in Sephora stores. I know Beautylish is also carrying it. Comes with 15 different eyeshadows. It's a mix of matte metallics and cream to powders that have a bit of a sheen to it. Now, hi, hello again. Before I dive in, I do want to say, I don't think right off the bat that this color story is necessarily unique, especially for NATASHA DENONA. Me personally though, I only own the bronze palette from her, and I love that palette, and I've been waiting to get another one. I almost bought the retro palette, I believe it was, and there was one other one. Those remind me of like my favorite things in those palettes, but of this. One of those recent palettes, I remember thinking it was kind of like this, and then when I saw it in stores, everything was so neutral that I was like, no, it's not for me. It's not my life. It was not as rosy as I thought it was going to be. So when this palette came out, when I saw the sneak peeks, I was instantly like, yes, that's the one. So if you have a lot of NATASHA DENONA palettes, you might be able to dupe out this entirely. I know don't look at review videos ahead of time, but I've seen a lot of people posting about duping it out. Is it similar? Does somebody else, does NATASHA DENONA already make a palette that looks like this? So definitely be savvy, check out the swatches before to make sure that you can't just dupe out the vibe, unless you just want to get it. There is a multi-chrome in here, which you know has my heart. I freaking love multi-chromes. That was another thing that sold me. I was definitely back and forth on it. I don't know about you, but not only the color story, I was like, yes, that's me. I love it. I want it. Oh baby, oh baby. They also included a multi-chrome, so I gotta get it. So that is that. Let's jump to though the first eye tutorial, and let's try it out. I hate filming one eye at a time. I just filmed this TikTok, like just showcasing the blackest black shade in this palette to see if it like actually is as black as she claims it to be, calling it the blackest black. She said it in her swatches, like this is the blackest black, most pigmented black, and you know what? It's still usable. It's still workable. It didn't get everywhere. It's looking so freaking good. So if you saw that TikTok video, first of all, thanks for following me over there at ashleyellix. Appreciate it. I'm going to show you guys how I did it more step by step, because TikTok is just quick, baby. So let me show you. I already primed and prepped my eyes with the ABH eye primer. All I do underneath my brow bone is I set just underneath there. That really helps not to like over blend and get too high, and if it does, there's already a little bit of powder there. So I just grabbed my nude palette because this is the best shade for me. It's that neutral shade called Bare in the Huda Beauty Nude. Whatever shade works for you, just set under the brow, especially with that eye primer, you know? Then if you're like dusting away and blending, it's not gonna like stick all over the place. So I'm taking this little pencil brush that it has a little bit of a blend, a little fluffiness, but still pointed, and I'm putting the blackest black shade on my crease. But keep in mind, like wherever you lay it, it's gonna blend out one direction or another. So I don't bring it as high as it is up here. I'm just popping it into the crease, just doing little tiny movements. Sometimes blacks can be so patchy when you go to blend. And that's another thing. Sometimes you wanna like just throw something on really quick and then blend it. I noticed that, I don't know about this palette yet, but some shadows, when you do that, that mobile lid will get so patchy on you when you go to blend. Maybe it's because I have hooded eyes, but it just picks up and it pushes the product around. This is what works for me. So because it still ends up all the way over here, but I'm just gonna go to right there on my eye because it's gonna blend over there. I don't need to go much past that. And you guys, it's so pigmented. So now I'm taking this little tiny blending brush. This is a Luxie brush. It's the mini tapered 121. It's a small fluffy brush. Very important. I'm just doing a quick tap And then I have a washcloth in front of me that I wipe my brushes on. It's dry, I'm just doing a little tap so there's not too much product on the brush, because now I'm gonna focus on blending the edges to where I wanna go. Because you're really just pushing product around. I don't really need to dip again yet. I might in a minute, but I just want to smoke out that line. And then I even winged it out a little bit too. Okay, now I'm gonna do another little tiny dip, top off the excess powder, going back over right in the crease. This has to be one of the easiest black shadows I've ever worked with, honestly. Okay, now I'm going in with this flat little packing brush, dipping right into that. And this is magic right here, man. It is so intensely pigmented, but it's like crazy how easy it was to blend too. I'm just bringing it right to that line, and we'll soften the blend too to make sure it blends nice together. Right up to the crease. And then going in with that little pencil brush, I'm dipping a little bit and just making sure it's blended into the blended part, you know? I'm just kind of alternating, softening, building. Don't want to do too much because I don't want to lose any. Do you notice too how I don't have like a crazy amount of fallout? This is why like I didn't do my makeup first, my base makeup, because usually there's like crazy fallout. Dude, I don't see any. This is beautiful formula. Okay, let me just do the lower lash line. All I'm going to do is go back with that little sharp pencil brush. This is Laura Lee, by the way. I don't know if she still makes this style. The L16, I saw she did change her brushes. So that, I don't know how the new ones are. I loved the original ones. But I'm just gonna take that brush and go to about 3/4 of my lid, my lower lash line. Taking that little fluffy Luxie brush and making sure it's a soft blend. You guys, stunning. Okay, let me do the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna apply lashes and all that, and we have one other thing to show you with this. We have the fun part, okay? And this was fun, but we have another thing to add to this eye look with this palette, okay? Okay, so this is the completed eye look. You guys, it's so beautifully pigmented and rich and effortless, but it's still blended. Tell me how. Tell me how it's been this long since I came across a black shadow that behaved this nicely. No fallout, no nothing. It's not like smeared all over my face and I didn't have to use a black cream base first. It may wear throughout the day. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but we're starting off strong, so I can't complain about that, okay? I'm loving that, but in case you wanna take this look to the next level, let's put on the multi-chrome in this palette. So this palette does include one multi-chrome. It is called Vision, and it looks like it shifts from green to pink to orange, I don't know, purple. It's just, multi-chromes like melt my brain. They're so amazing. I have been promising you guys I'd get some multi-chromes throughout the year, and all I have still is just the couple highlighters from Kaleidos. I get overwhelmed, okay? I'm still sitting here. It's September. I'm still overwhelmed, and they're expensive. And I don't want to get the wrong thing, but they can't be wrong. No multi-chrome can be wrong. But anyways, let's put this right on top. So of course you can do this black look like we did, or you can take it up a notch. And that's where that green liner will come into play, you know? They have multi-chrome liners on the market now, and I need to get that too. So let's take that multi-chrome shade right on my finger. It is so, I love it. And let's pop it on. I'm popping it right onto the lid and my mind is exploding. Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. That is amazing. Let me pop it on the other side. Oh, I can see the pink and the green like as I'm applying it right next to each other. The black like really brings it out. Then I'm just popping a little bit of being spontaneous in the inner corner, just because it needs a little something something. And holy smokes, that is stunning. You know this little mirror trick, I don't even need it because I think it's like I'm having such a large space. I can see every which way I turn. There's not like, you don't have to really, although, no, there's yellow, pink, and then in the mirror, I see green. I see it. I see the green. I freaking love it. Ah! You guys. Honestly, this is what sold me in the palette. I was like, you know what, maybe I don't. I really wanted it at first when I saw the sneak peek, and then I was like, maybe I don't need it. It's 69 bucks. Maybe I don't. Maybe I have those colors. I know I have those colors. But then I saw that there was a multi-chrome in there, and I was like, well, there's a multi-chrome, so I gotta get it. I gotta get it, and I'm so glad that I did so far. Having my heart sing. So I love it. But anyways, I guess we need to move on to the next look. I don't know how I'm gonna top this, but let's see how I do. Okay, so for this look, we're gonna be focusing more on these really pretty purpley plum shades right there. Before we go with that, I'm gonna take this kind of transition shade called Unity on this little pointed, fluffy, but kind of pointed, like a little bit of a small fluffy brush. I have to use a lot of small brushes. I got small eyelid space, okay? So I'm gonna be taking it right into the inner crease. Oh man. Even this light one, I got some pigment, that's for sure. Right here on the inner corner of the crease, and bring it to about 3/4 of the way, not like all the way to the edge. Now that that's laid down, I'm just gently softening the edge. I was not expecting it to be so pigmented. I'm used to these little weak transition shades. This builds up a lot. So I'm gonna grab my packing brush now and dip into Instinct. And I'm gonna be packing this onto the mobile lid up to the crease, and I'm gonna leave this space to wing out. Ooh, that is a really pretty shade. This is one of those sheen shades, these sheen matte shades that I don't usually love, but I need to figure out a way to love them because they need to, I don't know. A lot of times they can look really dull. Like they're supposed to be shiny, but they're just not. This one looks like it's gonna be okay because it's so pigmented that like everything will work out. But these other brands that have been doing it have not been doing it right, let me tell you. So I'm just bringing it right up to here. Now I'm gonna take this Luxie, what is it, 111 brush. It's like a really small little, I don't even know what to call it, kind of flat blending brush almost. I'm gonna dip it into that sheeny shade and Unity, like a little mix to soften it. Because I'm gonna blend out the edge a little bit. I need some precision to soften that line. Now I'm gonna grab this little protective sheet that comes with some eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna place it right here. Grab my packing brush again and dipping into the shade Edgy, which is that purple, almost black shade. And I'm gonna be edgy on the edge, living on the edge. I'll plop it right down here. You could use eye tape or whatever you have. Oh, very similar to the other shade, isn't it? And now that I'm getting to the top of that, I'm dipping into that same shade with that small fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna soften the edge, blend it in a little bit to the other shades that we already laid down. Peel that off. Oh, that's so satisfying. Ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna go to the other eye. I'll be right back. And I swear, oh, living on a prayer. That song's stuck in my head and I ain't mad about it. I'm really liking how this turned out. Super cool. It's always hard to decide what next. I think I just want to do a little bit on the lower lash line of that same shade, the Edgy shade. It almost looks like it's gonna be so much darker than it is. Like it's still pretty dark, but I don't know, just an observation. I'm gonna take it on that little brush I was using. I'm gonna just drag it on the outer corners of the lower lash line. Giving a little bit of a blend. That's cool, man. Bangin'. Oh, now I need to do Unity, which was that transition shade. I need to do it. I need to do it right here. That is pretty. It's like almost sunsetty. It's like a bunch of different things. It's like a sunset rocker vibes, and I can dig it, okay? What liners do I want to use? Let me see. Let's do these ColourPop Hocus Pocus shades. This is from the original collection, whatever. I'm probably not supposed to use them anymore, but I do. This is the purple Trick or Treat one. I'll put it right on the edge. Just basically whatever color still matches, you know, the other ones is what I'm doing. Pretty. And then the other one is also ColourPop Hocus Pocus in Sisters. Ooh, Halloween's coming. Hocus Pocus 2 is coming. I need to like freaking plan something for that. That is an event. an event for the season. Oh, this is perfect. Has like a little bit of shine to it. Very cool. Haven't used these in a while. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. You know what it looks like to do liner and everything. So I'm gonna go hop off and fix up my hair, put on lashes, and I'll show you what I used, okay? Okay, here's the finished look with lashes and everything, but a quick snip of the look without the lashes. Okay, just mascara for those of you who don't like to wear lashes. And back to the lashes. So I use the House of Lashes, the Iconic Lights. They're like one of my favorite go-to lashes. And also for liner, I do want to mention, this is discontinued, so I'll do a little swatch for you in case you're trying to match it. The Marc Jacobs, this was the Highliner in Glamourune. They, you know, the whole brand is discontinued, so they're not around anymore. So I used this like fiery metallic shade and I popped it right along the edge, and it's just giving like a little bit of shine and interest. And I kind of blended a little bit with a black liner on the outer edge since it was so dark over there. It looked kind of weird with the metallic all the way over. So it kind of blended in a weird way, and then I wiped it off so it wouldn't get like dry weird or anything. But I'm loving how this look turned out. I am loving playing around with all of these eyeshadows so far, and I am just freaking excited. I do want to add one more little thing though. I need a little pop of something. I want to take Invention on my pinky here. That is stunning, and pop it right in here because I'm just that girl. I need a little inner corner pop, okay? And this is like a bronzy pop. Very cool. So, okay, and now the look is complete, and I'm so tempted to go back in and cover with the multi-chrome again, just like the last look, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let this look shine for as it is, more of a glossy. That's what I wanted to say too. I was looking at my eyes and I'm like, it's almost like a glossy sheen, way better than some of the other sheen products or powders that I've used from other brands like I was dogging on. And that's because I was like, why is it looking like that? And I looked at it and I'm like, oh, those are cream to powders. I didn't even realize that those two shades are cream to powders, and that's why they almost still have like a glossy looking sheen as opposed to like a Dudley Dud sheen that like wants to be a shimmer but wants to be a matte, and it's like having an identity crisis. No, these ones are nice. I like those. I'm very happy with that. I don't know, this one's not. This one I guess is more of like that sheen that I'm talking about where it's like, what are you gonna be? But I'll play with that another time. We got one more look to show you though, and let's go. Okay, look number 3, already primed and prepped my eyes, of course, same way I've been doing it every single time. This is gonna be more of your neutral style look. I'm gonna take the shade Nurture. I did a similar look to what I'm gonna do yesterday, and I just loved it. So I'm gonna take this kind of flat, fluffy brush. I'm just going to blend that right into the crease. We're gonna do a quickie, a little quick look for this one. Not so intricate as the others. While we're on that shade, let's dip in with a flatter, smaller brush and just do the lower lash line real quick with that same shade, as I said. Just throw it on the lower lash line. Haven't done my concealer, I've done part of my base, but I can go back in and blend over again if needed. I could have done my base, honestly. I really haven't been getting fallout with this. I even used the glittery shades yesterday, and I didn't have any fallout, which was incredible and rare these days. Now I'm taking the blending brush and just softening that and blending out that lower lash line. Now I'm gonna take a little packing brush and dip it into a Familia, which is right next to the shade Nurture. And we're gonna be putting it on the outer and inner corners. Now that shade is building up very deep, which is so cool. Love the versatility. So I just want to make sure that like it really blends into the transition shade we laid down. So I'm kind of gently sweeping back and forth, and then taking the other side of this blending brush, a little dual-sided, and just making sure it blends. And I'm not even dipping back in with that same packing brush. I'm just going to drag it right as close to the lower lash line as I can without getting it in my eyes, just to deepen that up. Now for the fun parts, the glitters. What should I do? I want to use it all. I think I'm gonna take Thrill and use my finger, pop it right in the center. Basically, we're gonna create a variation of a halo eye, a little different. You know, when I was thinking about it, I don't know if people are doing halo eyes anymore, but I'm not gonna stop, so I love a good halo. Oh, this has a little pink shift to it. Oh, that's fun. I like it. I like that. Now I'm gonna take Babies? Okay, Babies. I'm gonna take that shade. Oh, it's creamier than I thought. Very creamy. I'm gonna take that shade and I'm gonna put it on this matte area that we laid down. So like I said, kind of a variation of a halo, more of a shimmer halo. So we're getting that transition. Instead of just the center, we're gonna be making it a metallic halo. Oh, yeah. It's very, I don't know if the camera is picking it up. I hope it is, but it's very like rose gold and I can dig it. It almost looks like it's gonna be deeper than when you actually put it on. It's a little bit pinker and a little bit lighter, but I ain't mad. I'm gonna go back in to thrill the first glitter that we're doing and just make sure that's nice and beefed up a little bit, you know? So we get lost in the sauce over here. And you know, I gotta go back into spontaneous and pop it in the inner corner. Ooh, okay. Simple, but I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup and show you the finished look. And then let's talk about this palette overall. Okay, here is the finished look, all done up. That was so easy and so fast to create, yet it is stunning and I'm loving it. I did throw Urban Decay Torch on my lower lash line. Who's been around long enough to know that that is like my favorite liner, but I just found it when I was doing my eye declutter, which I am working on my eyeshadow palette declutter and everything. And I was like, yay, finally it's back. I hope they still make it. It's so pretty. It's like a brick red. Anyways, I used that and then I used the Pret-a-Porter lashes from Kiss, the Masterpiece Collection, Couture, whatever. Faux mink lashes, and they are fluffy and fun. But that is the look. Let me know down in the description box, which look would you rock? Which look was your favorite? 1, 2, or 3? Let me know. And then let's wrap up my thoughts. Okay, let's go. So like I talked about in the beginning of the video, yeah, this isn't like a special unique color formula necessarily. It's called her dream collection. It's called my dream collection, but as in Natasha Denona's dream collection. That's what she talked about in the promotional videos and stuff. Is like she wanted to create a palette as like her favorite things. That's why there's the lippy, that's her name. That's a repeat shade, keep that in mind. She has that in a regular collection. It just comes in this fun packaging. That Natasha shade, and then the eye or the face products, those are her favorite things and like what works best for her. So you're gonna see like repeat stuff, especially because they're her faves. So just keep that in mind when you're shopping and deciding if you either want to get this for yourself or put it on your list or get it from somebody else. Let's talk about like the formula of the palette. Overall, I'm super happy with it. I love this palette. It's been so fun to play and I just love the versatility of all the different looks I was able to create and so many more I can create with this palette. And I love almost every single shade and formula. The only shades I didn't use were Risk and Aspiration. That's just like a basic brown. I don't see how that could go haywire. But Risk is like one of those shiny sheens that I don't usually love, but we'll see. We'll see. But the ones that I use, I honestly had some issues with the cream to powders. And tell me if I'm alone in this, but they started creasing on me around the 5-hour mark, which I didn't love that. Obviously, I do have slightly hooded eyes. When I relax my eyes, they definitely crease pretty heavy right there and fold down. So I usually need to make sure that I set when it's a powder, when it's a cream product with a powder. So in order for me to use those, am I gonna have to go in my collection and find something that matches? Because I just don't like that. It's not a vibe. It looked so pretty until about 5 hours. So let me know, do you have any tips or tricks for me? I don't know. Like, I like that I could use them with a brush or my fingers. I like the versatility of application. It looked so beautiful, but it's just a wear time for me. That's what it is. It's a wear time of these cream to powders, and I'm personally struggling with. There's none in the bronze palette, but I am overall happy with my decision though. That's more of a me problem, and then if you have hooded eyes too or any kind of creasing, that might be an issue to watch out for. But those are my final thoughts on the palette. It's $69 pricey. I'm glad she didn't do the $125 though. Those ones are just like out of my league. Not interested. Sayonara. See you later. But if that's for you, you do you, boo. That's it today though. Make sure you subscribe before you go so you don't miss out on future content. And I'm gonna see you guys later. Okay, bye.